Hi, today I'm going to show how to install Windows 10 on a Linux machine. This one is W9, but it should work with any computer that has VirtualBox in it, or some other virtual machine, whichever you prefer. So right now I'm at the Microsoft site, and it's giving me the warnings about how I need to be running Windows in order to install it, and then it gives the links. So I chose 64-bit English for me, and there it goes. So this download will take 56 minutes. But I don't really need to download it because I have the disk right here that I've already downloaded. And I don't have a very fast connection anyway for nowadays, about 8 to 10 megabytes per second. So I'll cancel that and close that up. And now open up VirtualBox. I'm in KDE desktop environment, and so that's why it looks like this. And it's going to be in the system menu of the all applications, and there's a virtual machine. So to set this up, I'm going to call this Windows 10, and automatically does Windows 10 64-bit. Now if your computer does not support a 64-bit virtual machine, then it'll default to 32-bit. I have that on one of my old laptops. And then just make sure it's all what you want. Next. It's recommending 2 megabytes of memory. And this computer has a total of 6. You don't want to use all of it for the virtual machine, or you won't have any left over for the computer. I can go up to probably about 4 megabytes safely on this computer because it doesn't use more than 2 megabytes of RAM. But I'll go up to around here. And it doesn't give you what I expected, so I'll just pull it up to 3100 megabytes or so. And what if I go up to here? It's saying that the limit I can do is 3646. And it's up to you, however much you want. Just make sure that you know how much memory your computer's using. And KDE, you could use the SysGuard system monitor, and this is how much my computer is using right now, and it's using 1 gigabyte. So definitely don't want to go more than 5 gigabytes to this virtual machine. I think 4 will be fine, even though it's in the yellow area according to this. Or if you could lower it however much. It's time to move on. Okay, hard disk. What it does is it creates a file, and that's what it uses for the hard disk. Once again, you probably want to know how much space you have. KDE, I have 80 gigabytes left free on this partition, so I don't want more than 80 gigabytes. I think I'll go up to 40. That's a nice round number. And just leave it at the defaults there. Dynamically allocated, well, as it explains, it'll expand the size, but won't shrink again once it's created. Fixed size hard disk file may take longer in some systems, but is faster, so I'll go with fixed size. I'm not going to put that much on here anyway. And then the name of the new virtual hard disk file, that's fine. 32, 64, definitely not. 40, that's what I want. Okay, so I did some stuff, and then before we got going, I want to tweak some settings. So just check over everything. If you want to have a clipboard, if you want to copy and paste between the host, in this case Debian, and the guest, in this case would be Windows, then you could do bi-directional, go either way or whatever. Same with drag and dropping files. And safest is to not allow sharing of clipboards and dragging and dropping because of security reasons, of course. You don't want to transfer bad files between the two, especially to your host from Windows. But if you want to share the clipboard, then go ahead. I do that sometimes when I use Roots Magic for genealogy because it's a lot easier to copy and paste that way. And if you want to enable encryption, it gives that option. Memory, already set that. Chipset, that's the option, so I'm not going to mess with that. Not going to mess with any of that. Processor is something that I'll mess with. It allows you to have multiple processors. If you're doing something that is memory intensive, like in my case, a video for recording, screencasting, it's not a good idea to give all the processors to the virtual machine. So in this case I'll keep it at one. In other cases where I won't use much processing on the host machine and it'll be primarily Windows, like if it's a game or something, or if I just want to process faster in Windows, then you click up to 2, and in my case 2 because I only have 2 cores. I'll bring this back up to, it gives me the option of 3 cores even though I only have 2. Okay. Execution cap, once again, that kind of stuff. Acceleration, I'll leave that alone. And then display. Maxed out video memory, that's fine. You can change those things. I haven't played with this one. I don't know. We'll see if it... Nah, I won't do that. I already have a screencast. And then storage, audio, just check if there's anything else that I want to check over. If you can get it to work, then USB 2 would be a lot better. Invalid settings detected. %, 5.83 gigabytes. So let's go back up to that invalid settings. Huh. I'll move it down to 3. And as you can see, the warning disappeared. Okay. Sure, folders. That's if you want to share a folder between the 2 computers. Like if I want to share my templates folder or my videos, then I could click that. And you can make it auto read only if you want, or you can make it auto mount it. I'm not going to do that right now though. Actually, yeah, I won't do that. Okay, so these are the options you could go through. And it's ready. So do a normal start. And then it's asking me for the disk. So I'll wait for the disk to get recognized. Okay, it recognizes it, so we'll try this. And there it goes. Loading Windows. I don't want to listen to those notifications. And if you want, you could just change the screen size and so on. Windows 10 sign symbol. So it's loading. And if you're concerned about resources being used, you can open your system launcher. It's thinking real hard, often reaching 100%. And it's using 2 gigabytes out of 6. Okay, so I have an option, English, US. Okay. So now it's starting. So it's going to be thinking some more, so let's look at the resources. Not that I'm concerned on this computer that you have to, but if it gives you something to do. You can see it, now it's using a lot more memory. And it's asking for the product key. I happen to have a product key. Usually you can find them on the side of a computer on a sticker. I don't know about computers that have been bought new in the last several years, but that's how it used to be, and I don't have any newer computers. So, and since this part shows my key, I don't want to show the world my key. I'll have to pause this part. Okay, so get back to this. Here's the terms. I've read it over it many times. Not in detail though, but I've scanned over it. Basically, you have no privacy, even though it's important. But they can use, collect, disclose information, as mentioned in their in their privacy stuff. Don't give it to other people, blah blah blah. Okay. And upgrade is if you already have Windows installed. We don't. So we'll do custom. What I did before was try to load the driver just to see what would happen. It wasn't a good idea. So I'll just click those. Next. So copying files, and this might take a while. I suspect it might take a while. So if it does, then I'll be pausing this video again and coming back when more of it's done. Okay, I'm back again. It's been another 5-10 minutes, I think. So it rebooted again. And now it's thinking. So while it's thinking, I'll go over this. The red light is an indicator that it's accessing the hard drive. This is the network. It's showing that this is accessing the internet. And you could disconnect it if you want. See, no options there. That's the USB activity. Even though I have a USB mouse, virtual machine doesn't realize that it's a touchpad according to the virtual machine, I think. And then video memory doesn't realize that it's being screened with a different application. That's fine. And additional features. So those are the different options at the bottom right that you can do. Then up over here, these are some options that you can do here too. And some of the stuff's sending us down to the bottom right. We'll talk about the guest edition CD image later. And that's various things that you could do with this. And Windows is still thinking. I don't know, I've had Windows installations take all day. That's usually Windows 7 though, and most of the time it's doing updates, catching up on updates. Okay, I'm back again.
Hi there, I'm Cortana, and I'm here to help.
Uh-oh.
A little sign in here, a touch of Wi-Fi there, and we'll have your PC ready for all you plan to do.
Let's turn her off.
You can use your voice or the keyboard along the way, and if you'd like me to stay quiet, just select the sound icon.
I am.
If you need an assistive screen reader,
No.
press the Windows, Control, and Enter keys at the same time to enable.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, that was Cortana. So, at least it's doing something. Region, is this right? Yes. Thinking. Yes. Skip that. Don't need a second keyboard. So that's why I skipped it.
Sound some. Hang tight while we get them installed.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Don't turn off your device, please. It'll mess things up.
Okay. I won't turn it off. I know better. And sometimes unforeseen things happen and power goes out, especially
Keep
out
your
here.
device on, please. We're going as fast as we can.
Okay.
Promise.
Alright. And so the power goes out and it gets messed up somehow. Then just delete the virtual machine and
Still updating.
okay. Just delete the virtual machine and start over. So, and you still have the host machine to do important stuff with instead of being stuck without a
Almost
computer.
there.
Okay. Instead of being stuck without a computer. So that's one thing that's really nice about having a virtual machine. Okay,
Type
so
your email address or phone number, then follow the instructions to sign in. I'll catch up with you once that's done.
Okay. So, here is where you can sign in with your Microsoft account or your phone number. They'd love to have your phone number or your Skype, whatever they can get a hold of. I shouldn't be that mean. I'm going to use an offline account though. Okay.
Type what you want to name your account.
So, this will be the admin profile. I usually have an administrative profile for Windows where I do the updates and installations. Then I have user accounts, which are just regular standard accounts that can't really do that much. That way, if you get a virus, it just can't get as messed up on the system on a standard account as compared to an administrative account.
Okay, now type a password for your account.
Super memorable password. Okay. Okay.
And one more time to make sure we've got it right.
Okay.
Great. Now, with an offline account, if you forget
No.
your password, the
No,
only
I
way to
don't want
retrieve
hint.
it is with a
Okay.
hint.
Okay. Back to the screen. Okay. Looks like we have a little bit more waiting. With the first Windows 10, this was a long wait, but not here.
Hey, look!
That's
It's the
good.
me part of setup. Can I have permission to use the info I need to do my best work?
That's a neat feature, but you could see. Here, can I highlight this? No. Microsoft collects and uses information, including your location history, blah 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 blah. Yeah. I don't think so. That just depends on how much privacy you want. If you don't mind Microsoft having your information, then you
Go
could.
ahead and review them, and select accept when you're ready.
Okay. Then you could just turn off this stuff. They'll still send some data to Microsoft, and nobody knows what it is because it's all encrypted. So they say. I've seen it. People showing reports. But at least this can minimize your exposure, your privacy lack thereof. And don't get me wrong, Windows 10 is decent for Windows. It's pretty good for Windows.
Okay, that's the last step.
Okay. That's good.
We need to get a few more things polished up for you, and Windows will be all yours. Looking forward to helping out.
Okay. Looks like a reboot. Oh, no. It's talking to me. It's signing in automatically. Hi. Okay. So it's setting up my account. My profile, I should say. It's setting up my profile. Okay. So back again. It's loaded. Oh. If you want to connect between computers, like if you're bare metal and you want to transfer files between computers, you would say yes. But I don't need to do that on here. So why bother? One new notification. Okay, so we have this. signed in and everything, it's Windows. One last thing, drivers. If you want Windows to work a little bit better, you can install the drivers, which Oracle is nice enough to put together for us to make it work better. Okay. Okay. So, installing the drivers. And I would show you around a little bit now. Oh, it has to reboot again. I'll reboot later, because I'm almost done. So, if you want to do updates, it's important on Windows to do updates. Yep, it needs to be updated. How did I know that? And that's something that might take a while. So, you could check for updates. Now you could get a third-party antivirus and firewall and all that, but it has Windows Defender, it has a firewall, it's behind another firewall on Linux, and it's not going to be used very much, so what's the point, you know? Unless you're going to use this for important stuff a lot on the internet, the virtual machine, then I would just stick with Windows Defender rather than use up the resources on third-party stuff and give away more of your privacy to the third-party antivirus program. And that's about it. Let's look at activation. It's activated. It's legitimate. And we now have Windows running on Linux. And I could keep on going setting up this, but if you're installing Windows on Linux, it's probably because you need it and you're familiar with it. So, this is unnecessary. Pretty much the video's over. These are things to look at. And that'll be the end of the video. You now have Windows installed, Windows 10 installed on Linux through VirtualBox. And if there's programs on Linux, or programs on Windows that you just can't live without, but you want the security and stability of Linux, you can have the best of both worlds this way. So that's it. Bye. Thank you.